got Levi Sattler.
Levi Sattler?
All right, welcome to Farmington.
Welcome to the Farmington JV Triangular. We're going to have a few matches. From Hopkins, we have Levi Sattler. And from Farmington, we have Tyler Trevor.
Just had a few JV matches today between Hopkins and Farmington, so we're going to run those on the varsity mat here. It's our second match of the JV portion. Got second generation referee Trevor Frost on the whistle for these. If this is your first time tuning in, the clock you see on your screen is approximate. It is not accurate. It's not tied with the scoreboard here. I'm going to start and stop that, try to keep it roughly in line with the real clock. But that way you'll have a little bit of an idea if there's halfway through the period, close to the end or whatever. You should be able to hear the buzzer in the background here for end of period action, so you'll know for sure. If you're wondering on the end of a period call and whether time was out or not, so you can't trust that clock entirely, but it'll give you an idea. Charlie Wagner and Gabe Bozeman's wrestling here. Charlie's up 2-0, 4-0, 6-0. Missed some action in there. Charlie's got 3 back points in the bag here. Referee Trevor Frost holding them. If Bozeman gets off his back, he will be awarded those 3 points. He'll be up 9-0, but I'm sure Charlie would like to finish this off. We've just got about 5 seconds left in the period. Bozeman's doing a nice job. Wagner finishes the fall. All right, I think that's actually it for the JV matches, a pair of them. So we're going to jump into varsity here shortly. Reset our scores.
Hopkins is evens.
Looks like I didn't hear who won the flip. Hopkins is going to be even for this. So in the even bouts, they'll get to have their choice in the second period. They'll also send their wrestler out first in the even bouts.
Ryder, Anderson. And then we're going to be open.
At 106,
At 106, Ryder Anderson receives forfeit.
Hopkins was open at 6. Ryder Anderson collects that forfeit.
113, we have Ayub Muhammad. We have Ryan Sullivan.
All right, wrestling at 113 for Hopkins, we have Ayub Muhammad, and for Farmington, Ryan Sullivan.
All right, I'm not sure. You probably can hear that pretty good over the loudspeaker. We got Ayub Muhammad for Hopkins. Coming out for the Tigers, ranked number 9 in the state, Ryan Sullivan. So we mentioned that odds and evens, and that can get a little confusing when there's forfeits. Unfortunately, Hopkins has some open weights today, so even if there's a forfeit, that still counts as an even or odd match as far as choice goes. But Sullivan with a front head here. Gets the takedown. Veteran referee Rod Frost on the camera today. Big shout out to Rod taking care of our camera angles. Sully collects 3 back points, has a 5-0 lead. My clock's off by about 5 or 6 seconds here. It's right at a minute left in this period. Again, you'll hear the buzzer, so you'll know when the period's over, but this will give you a little better idea of early, late, that sort of thing. Sullivan with a Turk here. Settles off to the side. He's got referee Jeff Becker holding 3 for Sullivan. He's got those in the bank. Going to try to finish this off here, though. Stretching out that far arm. A half Nelson over there. $20 seconds left here. Muhammad doing a nice job of keeping his shoulders off the mat here. Not a fun position to spend a minute or more in. Sullivan readjusting here, pushing the elbow up forward, trying to take that kickstand away from Muhammad. Sullivan collects 3. Muhammad does avoid the fall, though. We'll enter the second period. 8-0 lead for Sullivan. Muhammad chose neutral in this period. Sully in on a quick single, lifts it high in the air for a tree chop. Finishes the takedown. Take a 10-point lead here early in the second period. Right back to that Turk. Working hard to get Muhammad's hip off the mat and pressure it towards the right so we can get a crossface in there and pull. He collected one swipe. I didn't see more than that. There's a pair. So now he's getting back points. Sullivan takes a quick look up at the clock, sees there's a lot of time left. Readjusts back to, might adjust into a butcher type situation here. Muhammad in that uncomfortable position again, but he's fighting awful hard down there. Doing a nice job keeping that right shoulder off the mat. He bellies out successfully, so Sullivan will get those 3 back points. He'll take a 13-0 lead. But thus far, unable to pin Muhammad. Muhammad's fighting awful hard down there. Got a ranked wrestler here. Tough matchup for Ayub. Back to the center we go. Sullivan with a cross wrist there. Looks between the legs. Tries to scoop that up. Quick peek at the clock for Sullivan. 32 seconds left in the period. There's our first stalling call of the day. It's a warning on Muhammad. Down there doing everything he can to defend himself, but not able to get his belly off the mat. And there, Sullivan turns him over. So he's got back points collected here. If Muhammad can avoid the fall, Sullivan will get the tech fall. 10 seconds left here. Muhammad fighting awful hard here. He spent a lot of time on his back this period. He had no quit in him. Fought hard, saved his team a team point. Those 2 back points will make it a technical fall for Sullivan. Give the Tigers 5 team points. As I said, Muhammad there a little overmatched and did a nice job of avoiding the fall.
Tyler Sullivan. Tyler, 120. 120, we're open.
Wrestling at 120, Tyler Sullivan receives a forfeit.
126, we're open.
Yeah, Jake Arms. Yep, Jake.
I hope so.
Wrestling at 126, Jake Arns receives a forfeit.
And on 132, we have Eden Davis.
And we have Cyprian with him.
All right, wrestling at 132, we have Cyprian Whitham and Eden Davis from Farmington.
All right, as I mentioned, Hopkins not able to field a full squad at this point, but after a few forfeits there, we're up to 132. And Eden Davis for the Tigers taking on Cyprian Whitham from Hopkins. Whitham thinking touch and go there. Davis stalks in, feeling him out, reaches for a right and goes snap down, go behind for 2. Davis on the board first here. 132-pound action. He's got that Iowa ride and a cross wrist. Eden trying to decide if he's going to go with a cross wrist tilt. Looks like he's going to get that near wrist now and put a bunch of pressure on that. Maybe try to get it around behind Whitham's back, unable to do so. Tries again, a lot of pressure on that shoulder. Trying to pull that arm out, and he does get it. So he's got Whitham's arm behind his back here. Let's see. Decided to just go straight over the top of the baseball grip, and he's got Whitham in a bunch of trouble here. And that'll do it.
I think we're at 38.
Yes.
Yep, 138.
Dylan Olson.
And then Mark Gonzalez.
Okay, wrestling at 138 for Hopkins, we have Mark Gonzalez, and for Farmington, Dylan Olson.
All right. Trying to give the announcer here a little second before I say anything. Hear his sweet voice over mine anyway. We've got Dylan Olson for the Tigers. We're at 138 pounds. He got an early takedown against Mark Gonzalez for Hopkins. Looking tilt on top here. That same position Davis was in, has that arm behind the back. He switches that up, says he's going cross-face cradle. He's got it locked up, he's hip to hip, and he's got Gonzalez in a bunch of trouble here. Gonzalez slips his head out though. Nice job by Gonzalez getting out of that. Olson picks up 3 back points, and they're neutral, so it's 5-1 lead for Olson here. Back in on a shot immediately. Goes single, switches to a double, takes Gonzalez right to his back. Picks up a pair of back points. Gonzalez is based out now. And Dylan's got a couple options on top there. He really likes that cradle. You can see he goes with a straight butcher there. He started at a little cowboy tilt, which he's getting awful good at too. He's got a top game growing all the time. And that'll do it. Olson with the first period fall.
Patrick Kubisa. 45, right? Yeah, 45.
Hunter Frost.
Wrestling at 145 for Hopkins with Patrick Kobisa, and for Farmington, Hunter Frost.
Hunter Frost with a quick takedown out of a seatbelt position. Leads Kobisa 2-0, and they're out of bounds. If you're just joining me, this clock you see on your screen is approximate. I'm starting and stopping that and trying to keep it in sync with the clock on the wall. Don't count on that for definitive information, but it'll give you an idea where they're at in the period roughly. Frost with a quick roll through tilt here, a giant high bridge out of Kubasa. Frost collects 3 more, leads 5-0 now. A half ride going. Kubasa to his feet makes it 5-1 Frost here. Less than halfway through. Sweet duck under out of Hunter Frost, gives him 2 more, leads 7-1. Hand fighting down there, can't really see who's got what. I'm sure Frost looking for a cross wrist or a cross face. Kubisa probably not wanting anything to do with it. Apologize for any of the many names I will probably mispronounce today. Hopefully they're at least spelled right on the screen so you can see them there. Overhook, a big throw out of Kubisa. With 20 seconds left. Kubasa with the takedown, and he's got 3 in the bank here. Frost got to get bellied out, try to survive this. Under 10 seconds left in the period. I believe Frost is going to survive, and he does. Big move out of Kubasa there to end the first period, though. Knocks it up at 7. And Kubisa chooses neutral. No surprise there. He's got to like the way that first period ended. I'm sure he's going to want to try to get back to that. Frost unlikely to get complacent there in the ties. Couple shots in a row there out of Frost, not able to break through the head and hands defense all the way. Out of bounds, minute 38 left in the period. 145-pound match here in Farmington. Frost with threatens a dangerous body lock there. Kabisa wisely bails on it. Gives Frost a 2, but no more than that. Shout out to all of our former Farmington Tiger wrestlers and wrestling parents and fans who are not able to come to the meets this year, but joining us online. Halfway through the match here, we're going to stop this with a stalemate. Frost with a chop bust on the near side. Looks like we might have a cross wrist underneath there, near ankle. A few different options from here. Got Kabisa pretty flat. Yeah, that not a big surprise there. So there's no official times or anything. The referee just has to feel like you're competing. And a note there for you younger wrestlers: if your head is on the mat and you're on the bottom, you're gonna have a hard time avoiding a stall call if you spend too much time there. So keep your head up, keep battling. Frost with an arm bar now. Both wrestlers take a quick peek at the clock. About 13 seconds left. Frost trying to find something to go with that bar. Near wrist, a half, double bar, anything. Finally grabs a wrist and pressures in, loads it up on his hip. He got a 1 count, but not a 2 count. And at the buzzer, Kabisa gets a reversal, ties it back up. All knotted up at 9. Frost chooses down into the third period. Frost with an escape as Kabisa wants to go back neutral. See if Frost get back on it. Another nice shot out of Frost. Kabisa with all sorts of horsepower there, bowls him over. Had Frost in trouble. And that'll do it. Patrick Kabisa with the win at 145.
Is that fourth on?
Chase, vote. Here we go, Chase.
And this is not a mistake, folks. This is Chase Vote at 152, following up Hunter Frost.
Wrestling at 152 for Hopkins, we have Jack Orkin against Chase Volt from Farmington.
Probably didn't see this last year's. Hunter and Chase were both state qualifiers. Hunter at 113 and Chase at 170 pounds. They met in the middle at 145 and 52. With a quick outside fireman there. Jumps on the board first and got some back points coming. Chase missed, he was ranked early this year, missed some time, had a slight injury for a while there, and back on the mat about a week and a half ago, and looks to have his lungs getting better every time he wrestles. Got a unique style very few people can emulate, few people can deal with even. He's got a little bit of a headlock finish here, can't quite finish it off. Borkin gets to his belly, but Vote immediately after he collects his 3 back points, throws in a cradle. Borkin busts that free though, halfway through the first period. Old Chase Vote, 5-0 so far. He's got a butcher, he's got 1 count, no more than 1 so far. Switches up into a bar. He's got a near wrist with that, crowds it, gets him over. This is trouble for Borkin, this is awful tight. That'll do it. Chase Vote with the fall at 152.
Austin Hamilton.
We got 160 open.
Damn it.
Wrestling at 160, Austin Hamler receives a forfeit.
We got 170 open.
That's cool. Cool.
Wrestling at 170 for Farmington, Cole Hungenmeyer receives a forfeit.
Caden Elson. Caden.
We're open.
For Farmington, Caden Nelson receives a forfeit.
195 open.
We have Xander Bolton. Xander.
For 195, Xander Bolkus receives a forfeit.
220 RJ Polish.
Parker Sun.
All right, next one, 220, RJ Colas from Hopkins against Parker Vance.
All right, after a series of forfeits, we got a big one here, folks. We've got Parker Vance, currently ranked number 3 in the state at 195 in AAA. RJ Chikalis, returning state champ, ranked number 1 in the state, up at 220. Oh, a little bit of incidental eye poke there, I think. Chikalis awful hard to score on. Last year at state tournament, he had 3 overtime matches, including a pair of ultimate tiebreaker wins in the quarters and the semi. He strikes first with an ankle pick. Vance gets away. Chikalis leads 2-1 here. Not halfway through the first period. Hand fights, heavy hands out of RJ. Vance with a collar tie, clears. Kind of quiet in the gym here, not just because there's not a lot of fans. Both teams used to seeing good stuff out of these two wrestlers. Kind of excited to watch a big match here without tournaments like the Christmas tournament and the Clash and that sort of thing. Every so often you find a whole bunch of awesome matchups, and sometimes it's hard. And here we found a couple of ranked kids facing off here. Ven's up a weight at 220, big snap out of Chikalis. Ven's trying to control wrist. Chikalis holding that front head there. 20 seconds left here, and they're out of bounds. 16 seconds left on the clock. We're neutral. Chikalis leads 2-1. Wrist control there. Closing in on the final seconds here. That'll do it for period 1. RJ Chikalis leads 2-1 over Parker Vance. Vance at first. Chikalis goes down. Vance looks to cover on the right. Chikalis with that big, powerful quad pod. Vance trying to return him but can't. Chikalis up to his feet there. 3-1 lead now. Nice shrug by out of Chikalis, gives him 2 more. It's now 5-1. Ends up to his feet here. Hand control and gets away. Forehead to forehead here. Uh-oh. Headlock coming out of Chikalis, no luck. Nice little scramble there out of the 2 big boys. Everybody threatening cow catchers and headlocks, but no harm done. Got 1:12 left here, second period. The collar tie there, trying to fight wrist control. Looks like another eye poke there. Incidental, I'm sure, but shot by Vance, ran into a brick wall. Chikalis' 220-pound state champion hips had nothing to do with that. Chicago still leads 5-2 with 30 seconds left here, second period. Ven's trying to snap and can hardly even move Chikalis here. Another shrug by, but Ven's scoots out of that. No harm done. Closing in the final seconds here. And that'll do it for the second period. Chikalis leads 5-2. Ven's going to go down here. Ven's to his feet quickly. Nice job there. 5-3 match here. Let's see what kind of offense Ven's can mount. Chikalis had a couple good slide bys and front heads. Started with a sweet ankle pick. He's got a lot of horsepower out there, does RJ Chikalis. Collar tie, collar tie. Double shot out of Parker. Can't get home there. Chikalis with what they call concrete hips in the business. Hard to get through there. Back to their feet. We're approaching halfway through the third period here. Parker goes 2-on-1. Gets to a single. Into a double. And Vince strikes for the takedown there. Now 5-5. Under a minute left in the third period here. See what the plan of attack is here. Chikalis was a lot to hold down in the second period. Vince has got him flat here though. It's going to cut him, yeah. Hard to ride a guy like that for a full minute there. 35 seconds left. Shrugged by attempt, nothing doing. Shot. RJ's staying in good position here. Parker looks up the clock. We got 25 seconds left here. Ben's got to figure out a way to get to a leg again. One more. There's a stall warning on Chikalis. Just his first. No points taken though. Ben's into a double underhook. Down to 12 seconds left here. Ben's trying everything he can to get someplace. Chikalis fighting him off. And Chikalis stays in square position. And Ben's wants a shake, Chikalis wants a hug. You know what, I'll bet RJ likes that. He's awfully good. He doesn't necessarily get a ton of matches. Appreciates Ven's coming up and taking him on there. Had a good match. 6-5 win for Chikalis at 220.
We have Luke Benson.
Whoa.
Luke.
And it looks like a heavyweight forfeit as well.
Farmington, Luke Benson received the forfeit.
So that'll do it for Hopkins. Farmington, our first duel today. Farmington wins 71-9. A lot of open weights for Hopkins there. Put out some good kids on the mat, but just a little short-staffed.
Yeah, it's in the settings. I don't play around with it.
We are going to have a little bit of a break here, and then the next duel will be Lakeville South versus Hopkins. And I will be running the stream for you again for that. And after that will be Lakeville South versus Farmington a little later on. So I'm going to shut the audio down here, take a quick break, and I'll be back soon. Getting pretty close to starting here, guys. We've got gang, guys and gals. We're going to have Lakeville South versus Hopkins next. We'll have the varsity match here, varsity duel. For those of you just joining us, the clock you see on the overlay there is not tied. It's not the actual clock. It's a timer I'm starting and stopping. I'll try to keep it close to give you a rough idea, but that way you know roughly where it's at. We will have a nice loud buzzer going on here in Farmington. You'll probably hear that over the audio. So if there's an end of the period scramble or something, you'll probably be able to tell what's what based on that.
Riley Clark.
Wrestling for Lakeville South, 106 is Riley Clark. See the forfeit.
Hopkins has some open weights here today, so you'll be able to take a look at that bottom scroll if you want and see. I'll try to collect who's getting forfeits when they do occur.
113 guy, Ayub Mohammed. Leo English.
All right, looks like we got a match at 113 pounds here.
South Red. Yeah.
All right, wrestling at 113 for Hopkins, Ayub Muhammad, and the Lakeville South, Leo English.
Getting underway at 113 pounds here. South leads 6-0 with that forfeit, 106 pounds. Got Ayub Muhammad and Leo English. English in the red singlet, Muhammad in the black singlet. English looks for an early fireman here. Finishes that off for 2, and English strikes first. English has a cradle locked up here. Muhammad's got that bottom leg hooked in English's leg, going to use that, try to keep leverage, avoid going over, but he's over to his back. Does a nice job breaking the grip. See, referee Trevor Frost signals 2 points for English. He now leads 4-0. Didn't have much for JV matches here in this duel, so we've got two-man mechanics going on for the refereeing. Jeff Becker on the outside of the circle, helping out Trevor Frost when he needs it. English with a inside cradle. 30 seconds left, got locked up. He's got a couple of swipes here. At least 2 in the bag, just 2. 3. And there's a full set. Referee holding 3 for English. If Muhammad's able to break this, English will collect 3 back points, but English doing everything he can to end this match. Inside of 10 seconds left here. First period. It looks like Muhammad is going to survive. He does. You know, that young man, he spent a fair amount of time on his back today, drawing a couple of tough kids, ended up in some tough spots. He's a fighter, though. Has not given up a fall yet. Had ranked wrestler from Farmington, battled through some tough spots there. I don't know for sure if you can tell at home just how clean of an officiating job Trevor's doing. His whistles are sharp, hand movement's excellent. Some say he might overtake his dad as one of the top refs in the state. Time will tell. If you haven't made that connection, longtime referee Rod Frost is Trevor's dad. Rod here running the camera for us today. Makes my job a lot easier. Really appreciate that. There's our camera in the corner there. And there's Rod Frost running it, doing an outstanding job.
Frost after easy work today.
Looks like 9-1 lead here for English. Do my best. Like I said, not tied into the scoreboard here, so those scores and clocks or approximate scores should be accurate if I stay on top of my game just a little bit. Leo English currently leading 9-1 in the second period here. Ayub Muhammad working up to his base. English looking to go back to that cradle. He's got a cross face locked up. I think he might have the cradle locked up there too. Trying to pull Muhammad back into a hip-to-hip position. He's got it tight. See if Muhammad can avoid danger one more time today. And that'll do it. Leo English with the fall. 113 pounds for Lakeville South.
Wrestling 120, Bo Bischoff. Wrestling 126 for Lakeville South, Nick Thomas.
And 32 we have Cyprian Whitman.
Thurn went.
All right, after a couple of forfeits at 120 and 26 pounds, we're on to 132 here.
Nick Thomas.
She walked away there, Farmington wrestler Joe Hovey helping out at Lakeville South.
And for Lakeville South, Darian Wynn.
There went for South in the red singlet. Cyprian Witham wrestling for Hopkins. 132-pound match. Lakeville South won by fall in our only contested match thus far of the day. English with it. I'm sorry, this is Went. English was at 113. Went with a takedown and immediate release. He now leads 4-2. Go behind makes it 6-2, 6-3 now on the scoreboard. Lakeville coach is asking for Went to try to get some back points here. Went stays on top for the ride. He's trying a 3/4 Nelson. Gets Witham turned over there. Time runs out. 2 points. That'll be 2 back points for Went. 16-7 lead heading into the second period. $17-7 now Went. With him trying to work with an underhook there. Went comes out to a front head in the hole. And cuts him. That'll do it at 132 pounds. Lakeville South wins by technical fall.
It's all
I don't
good.
know what that was. Went real.
We got Mark Gonzalez.
On up to 138 pounds. Quentin Reel for Lakeville South. Mark Gonzalez taking the mat for Hopkins.
Wrestling at 138 for Hopkins, Mark Gonzalez, and for Lakeville South, Quentin Reel.
I don't recall seeing this singlet out of Hopkins earlier. I don't know if this is an old school or a throwback, but I love it. Gonzalez with a sharp singlet, but Reel scores first with a takedown there on the go behind. Reel looking half Nelson. He's got it in awful deep. He does flip Gonzalez over. He's trying to lift his head. Gonzalez doing everything he can to stay up on his head and feet. Feet on the mat, pushing hard, doing a real nice job. Can't see if Gonzalez has a far wrist underneath there or not. If so, that gets tight and hard to breathe. The harder you bridge, the harder it is to breathe. But Gonzalez fighting hard here. Reel settling in here. Still got a minute left in the first period. And that'll do it.
We're on 45.
No, we're at 45. We're at 45. We're at 45.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with when I got to 45, that'd be fine, but to get a match.
Yeah.
So we're at 45 now.
Yep,
We have
45. We have Patrick.
Wait, Bryce, back off the mat. We have to do the forfeit first. Unless you want to bump him up.
Hold on.
Have a little discussion between the coaches here. Lakeville South is actually open at 45. Hopkins, in the interest of getting matches, love this move. They're going to be open, so we'll have a double forfeit at 145, so we actually get some wrestling, which is great.
We knew before we did.
And then we'll do Patrick Teresa.
Bryce Bischoff.
All right, we got a good one here. We got Bryce Bischoff for Lakeville South, Patrick Kubisa for Hopkins.
Hopkins, we have ready at weight 152, Patrick Kubisa, and for Lakeville South, Bryce Bischoff.
Yeah, I really like that. The coaches came over here and kind of talked it through. This year, with COVID, everybody getting fewer matches anyway, no big tournaments. No reason to go out and have Lakeville South forfeit at 45 and then Hopkins forfeit at 52 or the other way around. So they jump up to 52 here. We're going Bischoff strikes first. You know, I was doing a little looking before this duel, trying to do just a little prep work so I could acknowledge these kids that are ranked in the state, and I was surprised to find Bryce Bischoff not ranked. He's having a nice year, good solid wrestler. As he tries to make his way up into the rankings. One minute here. Bischoff still riding. Kubisa trying to work up to his base. Bischoff has, I can't tell, might have a, oh, he's got a cross wrist there. He's going to go cross wrist tilt here. Rolls him over. Collects a full 5 count there for 3 points. Kubisa gets out of that, but not for Bischoff. Picks up 5. He now leads 5-0 after that 3-point near fall. Pretty close to the clock, not too far off there. Like I say, you'll hear the buzzer at the end of the period, so you'll know what the real clock is, but a little running clock down below will give you a little idea of what's going on. Bischoff with a reinforced arm bar. Kubisa's going to really want to fight this. He only got 10 seconds left. He did break the reinforcement there. Bischoff collected 2, back on his back, collects 2 more. Extremely high ridge there out of Kubisa. 2 back points for Bischoff makes it 7-0 as we enter the second period. Green is going to go neutral. Bischoff changing levels, trying to feel him out. Kubica just stalking in the middle. Hard collar tie into a shot. Doesn't even get to the leg. Great reaction from Kubica there. Bischoff goes the other way. Got a good scramble going here, folks. Nice action. No points there. Great action on the end. Kubica shoots him off the edge of the mat. That's a great little exchange we got there. Bischoff with the takedown. Makes it 9-0 here. Bischoff takes a peek up at the clock. Still got a minute left in this period. Plenty of time for both wrestlers to score. Decides to come up and go neutral here. Escape for Kubica. He gets on the board here. 9-1 Bischoff. Kubica with a lat drop. We've seen that before, haven't we, folks? He's awful tough with it. So we got a takedown for Kubica, but no near fall before Bischoff gets the reversal. 30 seconds left now. Bischoff back to that wrist control on the near side. Stalling more in the bottom wrestler. Kubica's forehead on the mat just a little too long for the liking of the official. Bischoff with a tight arm bar here, trying to load it up on his hip and really drive hard. Kubica fighting. Bischoff can't quite get it up on top of his hip before the clock runs out. So that'll do it. I've got 3:11 here. Third period, Bischoff is going to choose down. Bischoff with the Peterson roll. Switches to a little head in the hole action there. Bischoff has a reversal and got Kubica in trouble. He's on his back. Awful tight half Nelson here. Let's see what Bischoff can do with that far arm. He goes underhook. Cow catcher, cement job, cement mixer, whatever you want to call it. Bischoff finishes the match off. Wins by fall at 152 pounds. Shout out to Kubica for jumping up to 52 and getting that match in.
We have a match here, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll give the senior a match. Peyton Hall.
Who's got there? Oh, Peyton Hall.
Yeah, we have two Peyton Hall.
And then we got Jack Borfon. Yep.
All right, just underway here.
160 for Hopkins, Jack Borfon, and for Lakeville South, Peyton Hall.
But hear the sweet, sweet vocals of John Davis on the in-house intercom here. Let him speak before I move on. We got Peyton Hall for Lakeville South. He's a senior. He's taking on Jack Borkin from Hopkins. Good action, no points so far. Still neutral. Minute 36 left here. Low shot out of Hall. Able to finish. He strikes first. Peyton Hall up 2-0 here. Almost halfway through the first period. 160 pounds. Gets that arm behind the back. Goes straight arm into a half Nelson and turns him over. He's got Borkon in a lot of trouble here. Very tight half Nelson out of Hall. Stretching out that far arm. Trying not to let Borkin kickstand it up on his elbow. For Jeff Becker down there close, checking it out. He's holding 3 for Hall. Hall's got 3 in the bag, and that'll do it, folks. First period fall there for Peyton Hall. On the 170. I think we got a couple of openings coming here.
We're open.
Peyton Herman.
For Lakeville South, Peyton Herman at 170.
Landon Road.
182 for Lakeville South at Landon Road.
The character. He ends up at heavy metal for his run on song. He's fun.
195, we're open.
Jonas Pearson.
195 for Lakeville South, Jonas Pearson.
Yeah, it's the and then this is the last one. Yep. And then Savard.
RJ Chicolas.
All right, we've got a match here at 220. I think this will be our final bout of the duel. RJ Chicolas, ranked number 1 in the state at AAA, returning state champ.
Lakeville South, Garrett Savard.
220 pounds. Garrett Savard for South. A little shrug by and go behind for Chicolas. He strikes first. A little blood time here. We're back to wrestling. And of course, with my messing around there, I get the clock off. We're off for about 10 seconds. Got 10 seconds less than what you're seeing. I'll correct it if there's a stop in the action at all. Chicolas gets that arm behind the back. No, he doesn't. Just got near wrist there. Cross wrist. He's going to cut Savard loose, go back neutral. Just under a minute left here in the first period. Hard collar tie out of Chicolas. Stalks in, hands down. Looks shrugged by. Nice shot from space out Chicolas. Good reaction out of Savard. He goes front head here. Chicolas goes drag out of the bottom there. Nice action. Big guy moves like a little guy. 4-1 lead for Chicolas. 30 seconds left here, first period. Looks for a hard crossface here. Chicolas thinking cradle. Savard's definitely got the wingspan advantage here. Under 10 seconds here. You'll hear the buzzer in the background when this period ends. Our clock is off. That'll do it for the first period. We're on to period 2. Savard's going to defer. Chicolas chooses down. Calls to his feet quickly. Nice mat return there. Savard goes ankle, waist, drives hard, flattens out Chicolas. Chicolas gets right back up to his feet. Quad pod up. They're on the edge of the mat here. Chicolas cuts away and turns into him. Score a point. He now leads 5-1. Lakeville South encouraging their wrestler. Believe they've got an energy advantage here. Chicolas no stranger to wrestling a lot of long matches. So last year at state tournament, the quarterfinals, he won in the ultimate tiebreaker. The semifinals, he won in the ultimate tiebreaker. And then he won a state title that I think went to overtime as well. So you're not going to be able to rattle this young man. He's going to stay calm, and you may think it looks like he's slowing down, but you don't often see him slow down. In great shape for a big guy, moves awesome. Savard doing a nice job circling back in. Under a minute left here. Chicolas looking maybe going to go with another shrug by. Nope. Collar tie Chikalis, duck under look. Savard back steps on the right and clears that. Under 30 seconds left here. Savard, I don't believe Savard shot yet. Sweet outside single on Chikalis, cuts back. He's almost going to cover. He does cover for 2. Just when the Lakeville bench thought they had Savard starting to run RJ low on gas. RJ with a duck under takedown. Takes a 7-1 lead as we enter the third period. Savard will be down. Up to his feet immediately. Chikalis takes him back to the mat. He's got a cross wrist there. He's looking to go old-fashioned. We used to call it a pump handle. Savard clears his wrist, so RJ going wrist, near wrist on the other side. One head lever. Tough ride put on by RJ Chikalis, returning state champ here. Garrett Savard, he turns him over. He's got him in a little bit of trouble here. Savard's going back and forth. Chikalis has 3 in the bank, though. Savard wanting to bridge his way off the mat. He's got his arm clear there and does belly out, but not before Chikalis picks up 3 back points. So with a minute 11 left here in our third and final period of the duel, actually, I don't believe there'll be a match at heavyweight. 10-1 lead for Chikalis. Nice stand up out of Savard, faces into him. Referee holding here to wait and see what happens. Chikalis in control. If they go out of bounds, it'll be a point for Savard. There it is. But in the case of Savard getting a takedown there, it would have been a 2-point reversal as opposed to an escape and a takedown. Or alternatively, if they would have given him the escape and Chikalis would have mat returned him, it would have ended up 2 points for Chikalis. So good hold there by Jeff Becker. 10-2 lead for Chikalis. 35 seconds left here, third period. And Savard backs out. Back to the center. Lakeville South coaches are saying it's there, it's there. There's a high crotch attempt out of Savard. Chikalis fends that off. Savard looks up at the clock, 10 seconds left. Lakeville South would love to see Savard fire off a shot here and try to save the major. Not going to matter for this duel, but just for future reference. And with 2.6 seconds left here, they go out of bounds. Oh, there's a caution on Chikalis. He's not done scoring either. And that'll do it. RJ Chikalis with a major decision, puts Hopkins on the board. And that'll do it for this. Going double forfeit at heavyweight, and that will end our duel. Lakeville South 65, Hopkins 4. We're going to take a break here, and then I will be back and we will join you. We've got Lakeville South versus Farmington, the varsity right on this mat coming up. All right, folks, we're getting ready to start. We're going to have Farmington and Lakeville South in our third and final duel of the day. Getting ready to roll at 106 pounds shortly.
2 minutes late. Let's go.
It was Joe Hovey for Lakeville South. He was known to be late all the time. He's checking in wrestlers for Lakeville South, former Farmington Tiger wrestler.
At Lakeville South, we have Riley Clark, and for Farmington, Ryder Anderson.
Joe was a Tiger wrestler for Coach Olson back in the day. Now coaching over at Lakeville South. Good to see these kids staying involved. We got Ryder Anderson and Riley Clark going at it here. If you're just joining me for the first time ever, that clock you see on the screen is an approximate score, or approximate clock. I'm running that manually, starting and stopping it, just trying to keep it in sync a little bit so you have some idea if there's a minute and a half or 30 seconds left, but we do have the buzzer turned on today here in Farmington. It's nice and loud, so when the end of the periods come, you'll hear that, and you'll know for sure if you're questioning whether there was time left for an exchange. There, I'll correct my scoreboard. I hit the wrong button. Starting off sluggish. But Riley Clark for Lakeville South, red singlet. Ryder Anderson for the Tigers, an orange singlet. Clock is about correct. It's within a couple of seconds here. Clark with an arm bar here, trying to collect a far wrist. Ryder does a nice job winging down on that and going with it, not going over. Right back for more is Clark, though. Clark, you can see him collecting that bottom wrist, that far wrist underneath. Kind of a subtle fight down there for that. If Clark can get that and roll it under, he's going to have an easier time getting Anderson over to his back and that much harder time getting away. And there he does. Get that arm bar, starting to adjust here. He's got 3 in the bank. And a 5 count. Referee Jeff Becker holding that. Under 10 seconds left and we're off the edge of the mat. All right, so it'll be 5-0 Clark here. Clark will cover from the right side. All right, so Clark takes a 5-zip lead in the second period, and he will choose down in this period. Anderson riding here from the right side, got a deep waist. Clark trying to circle away, Anderson following. Clark does square up. Anderson here still in a front headlock. There's no change in control here. That front headlock is still considered control from the top position. Clark trying to get up to his feet. Anderson keeps that front head going head in the hole here. Anderson working hard to get behind him. Good no call there. You'll see, you might have thought that was an escape. That would have been no good for Clark there. If there was an escape, that will go behind by Anderson would have been awarded a takedown. So good no call there. No points. Still 5-0 Clark. A little over a minute left here. Halfway through the match, our opening match at 106 pounds between Lakeville South, Farmington Tigers, Cougars and Tigers. Seventh grader Ryder Anderson putting a tough ride on top here. Doing a nice job. Clark's working underneath. As I say that, Clark scoots out the back and is able to pick up a reversal. 2 points Clark now leads 7-0. Ryder looks to his bench. They encourage him to get up and he works his way up to his base. Clark bellies him out. Back up to the base comes Ryder. Under 20 seconds left here. Second period. Lakeville South coaches over there trying to discuss what they're going to do in the third period, I believe. Clark working hard on top, and Anderson having nothing to do with it. fends him off, and Clark takes a 7-0 lead in the third period, so it's going to be Anderson's choice. He's going to go neutral. Veteran cameraman Rod Frost working the angles today for us. Clark went collar tie. Anderson counters with a 2-on-1. Clark into an underhook on the left side. Ryder trying to wing down on that a little bit. Hip toss attempt out of Clark. Anderson fights that off though. He thought about throwing a leg in over the top. Couldn't quite get there. We're back neutral. Clock on the scoreboard that you're seeing is pretty close to correct. It's within a second or so. Anderson back to that 2-on-1. Looks shovel. Can't do it. Lefty collar tie to Clark. Both wrestlers fighting for inside position there. Anderson with an overtie now. Controls that into 2-on-1. No stalling calls on either wrestler thus far. Under a minute left. It's a 7-point match right now. Lefty headlock on the edge. And they are out of bounds. All right, so 45 seconds left. A little slow in the stoppage there. 45 seconds left here. Clark leads by 7. Clark would love to pick up another point and get the major decision for the Cougars. Anderson the exact opposite. Like to score a takedown of his own. Certainly doesn't want to give up a takedown. Ryder goes to a righty underhook here. Clark wings down on it. Looks fireman. Anderson does a nice job of stopping that. Anderson back to his front head here. There's a stoppage there. Anderson was in a good spot. He actually hit he just stayed on top, but they were in that same front head position earlier in the match when Clark had started on the bottom. Big lefty headlock out of Clark, but Anderson rolls through and gets a takedown. 2 points, Anderson close at 7-2 inside of 10 seconds, but Ryder Anderson has saved the Tigers a team point by not letting Clark get to a major decision. Nice effort out of both young men there. Lakeville South strikes first. They lead 3-0.
Hey, just so you know, this is strategic, but I made you walk the second duel, so I have a short walk this time.
Yeah, you just stayed up. You just stayed up there. Ryan.
Sullivan. Ryan Sullivan.
Okay.
Looks like a battle of Ryans at 113 pounds.
At 113 for Lakeville South, we have Ryan Remington, and for Farmington, we have Ryan Sullivan.
So you can see on your screen there, we got Ryan Remender for Lakeville South. Ryan Sullivan taking the mat for the Tigers. Sullivan currently ranked number 9 in AAA at 113 pounds. Out of bounds they go. Tigers have a handful of ranked wrestlers. Sullivan's the first one we'll see on the mat today. Farmington currently in the lean and mean. Kind of an honorable mention, sort of just outside the rankings. They've been in and out of the rankings. They were in the rankings earlier. There's a takedown for Sullivan. He strikes first, 2-zip. Feels like every time Farmington got up into the rankings, they faced a really tough team and took a loss and dropped back down to lean and mean. That's where they currently reside, lean and mean. Sullivan throws a boot in on the left side. Remiger digs that boot out. He's got Sullivan's toe here. He's going to try not to let Sullivan get that leg all the way in. Sullivan does a nice job of getting that in there now. So he's got hip pressure. We're under a minute left here. Sullivan's got looking to go Turk here. Pulling hard on Remiger's hip. See if he can bellied over. Comes cross-face on the shoulder, and he's collecting swipes here. Got a handful of swipes, but not all the way to 5. Jeff Becker holding 2 and awards it. Makes it 4-0 Sullivan. Sullivan considering a boot again. got Reminger bellied out here. As soon as Reminger comes up, Sullivan goes right back to that near side leg. We now kind of maybe get a feeling for why Reminger didn't want to come up too quickly, but under 5 seconds left here. No more points are going to come in the second period. That'll do it. That was the first period, I'm sorry. Trying to cheat you out of a period of wrestling. Sullivan's going to choose down to start the second period. Reminger covers on the left. Sullivan with Cobra, Oklahoma Cradle, Merkel, a couple of things there. You can call that, but Sully with the reversal there. Leads 6-zip now. Minute 42 left. Quick start there out of Reminger. First caution, no harm done. Sullivan going right back to that near side leg. Reminger catches it again. Caught it the first time, was able to fend it off for a while. Sullivan eventually able to stretch him out. This time, Reminger keeps it up high. Hold on, Sullivan's staying behind the arms there. If he stays in the armpits, he'll be all right. If he slips off, and there he's got him bellied out. A lot of hip pressure there. Arches his back, does Sullivan. He's got a half Nelson here. Gets Reminger rolled over. He's got back points coming. Looks like we got a full complement of 3 in the bag. Still got almost a minute left. Sullivan settles out to the side, getting tighter and tighter. Ryan Reminger trying to fight it off, and that'll do it. Sullivan puts the Tigers on the board. They now lead 6-3.
Wrestling at 120 for Lakeville South, Bull Bishop, and for Farmington, Tyler Sullivan.
Got younger brother Tyler Sullivan. His brother Ryan just wrestled. Tyler's taking the mat at 120 pounds for the Tigers. We got Bo Bischoff, younger brother Bryce Bischoff, who we'll see later in this duel in the match. I'm really looking forward to. We're off the mat there. All right. Got a warning there for no sound. That was actually intentional. I muted and was talking to Rod Frost. The way I've got this overlay set up is hard. Kind of covers up a little bit of the action, so Rod's going to try to keep it towards the top of the screen just a little bit more. In the meantime, big exchange here. Bischoff currently leads 3-2 and has Sullivan in a bad way in a cradle here. Leads 3-2 with 3 more in the bag. 15 seconds left. My clock is off here. We're down to 10 seconds right now. Sullivan fighting hard, trying to avoid damage. 5 seconds. And that'll do it, folks. There was 1.4 seconds left when that happened. Big pin on a Bo Bischoff there. Yeah, apologize for that no sound action.
Good guys. Here we go, Jake. Next stop.
Like I say, I shut the audio off there. I gave Rod a job, kind of cheated him, didn't let him know that with that 2 points for Jake Arn starting off quick for the Tigers. He's got Nick Thomas from Lakeville South. Then went to overlay, taking up any of the action there. So Rod's going to kind of keep that pointed down just a little bit for us. Appreciate that. Jake's got Thomas's arm behind the back here. See what he elects to do. He can straighten that out in a baseball grip, or he can come underneath. If he gets that locked with his left hand, this could be trouble. This is going to get awful tight. If he keeps that bottom wrist, it's going to be tough for Thomas to fight off this. Does a nice job bridging out of that, though. But 3 back points for Jake Arns there. All right. 5-zip here, under a minute left in the first period. Arns has that arm to his back again. Trying to thread the needle one more time. See if he can get that locked up. Can't get it, so he just covers out back, starts over, collects a wrist. He's got arm bar and a far wrist here. Going to try to get Thomas's chest to the mat. Almost does that. Then he's going to try to load up that arm bar on his hip. Oh, he goes with the reinforced bar down there. That can get nasty tight too. Man, Thomas has been in a lot of trouble here, doing a nice job fighting it off. Jake Arns just a top machine today thus far. Hopping off to the side as we approach 10 seconds left in the period. Arns says, looks like he's going to have 3 back points in the bank here. 5-0 lead will be extended. And that'll do it. 8-zip lead for Arns there. So in the first period. Thomas's choice, and he says, I'm going top. I don't blame him, man. He was in a bad way underneath there. Arns throwing the kitchen sink at him. So Thomas says, I'll take a turn on top. And immediately Arns with the reversal right to his back. He's got a half Nelson here. This could be ugly, folks. I think that's about it. That'll do it. All right, Jake Arns with the pin. And the lead flip-flops one more time. Farmington now leads 12-9 over Lakeville South after 126 pounds.
I don't need to hit the gym later. This is a good workout.
I was hoping to have guest commentator Jeanette Davis. No such luck for this match. So we've got Eden Davis taking the mat for the Tigers. They're on Went for Lakeville South. Got word back that the test run of that instant replay seemed to go all right. I tell you, sometimes people say wrestlers are gluttons for punishment. I kind of feel like I'm a bit of a glutton myself. Every time I get something working with this scoreboard and live stream, I add a little bit more to the mix. An instant replay I added late last night. Let's see if we have any more of those coming up today. Asking an awful lot of my underpowered laptop right now. Sweet little duck under out of Davis. He goes half Nelson here. We got a chin whip attempt out of Went, and off they go. 104 left. Head inside single out of Davis. Just trying to dig that leg out from underneath. In between his own legs, he does. Gets it up. Hopping around is Theron. And they're off the mat. So Eden tried to drag his toes there. A couple more years, he'll be tall enough that drag will work. ran out of real estate there. There's a stalling warning on Went. A lot of action out of Davis. Went with a lot of takedowns in his first match. It's not been as aggressive this match. So that was the first stall call there, just a warning, nothing, no damage done, but could come into play later. Collar ties out of Went. A shot out of Davis, gets a little sideways on it. Went comes out the back, scores a takedown with short time left here in the first period. Davis tried quad potted up there. And that'll do it for the first period. Davis's choice, he'll defer. Wentz choice, and he's going to go neutral. So we start the second period neutral, 132 pounds. Went leads Davis 2-zip. Davis with an awful lot of offense in that first period. Didn't finish any of it though. Looking to get back on that. Was awarded with a single stalling warning. Lefty underhook out of Davis here. Fireman carry attempt out of Went. Davis trying to crowd him here. Davis going to use his right leg to try to keep Wentz elbow down. If Davis can keep that blocked off there, he can't let Went get his nice job out of Davis here. Getting out of that. Went just when Wentz's arm popped free and he was about to score, Davis scooted back and squared up. Good little exchange there. Double leg from Davis. He's in deep this time, but Went no control this far, and they're out of bounds. No damage done. Still 2-0 Went. Shot from space out of Davis. Nobody home. Went with the go behind, scores 2 more. Nice knee slide out of Davis there, clears that trapped ankle. Inside of 10 seconds left, trying to get to his feet. He really wants to score one to finish this second period, only down 3. But Went successfully follows. No score, so we'll enter the third period here. Theron Went still leading Eden Davis at 132 pounds.
Thank you.
Davis chose top there. I like that call. Went had not done a lot of shooting from his feet, was waiting for Davis to shoot from space and go behinds, and Went clearly didn't want to go down in the second period, so Davis takes what he feels is his best position to score points and win the match, and I like it. Went is bellied out as of now. Works up to a base. Davis has a cross or a far wrist underneath there. There's a nice cross face. Push that elbow forward and try to get that collected. Nothing doing there. Went grabs Davis's hand with 2 hands. Davis trying to shake it free. Can't get it shaken free. Back to the belly they go. And there's a stalling call somewhere anticipating. That's the second one, so that's a point for Davis. Now 4-1 with a minute left here in the third period. Sit out of Went. Davis follows. Wentz got a leg. Davis going to try to hustle behind here. gets to his feet, steps through, and finishes the reversal. Now leads 6-1 with 33 seconds left. That guy in the maroon coat next to the action looks familiar for you Farmington Tiger fans. That's former Tiger Joe Hovey, now co-head coach at Lakeville South, cheering his wrestlers on. Sure, he would love to pick up a victory over his alma mater. Alternatively, I know the Tiger coaches would love to give Joe a wave after the match if they're able to win. That'll do it. 6-1 win. And we've got our first tie of the duel other than when it was 0-0. Starting fresh at 138.
Boy, hey, what did you say?
Yeah, we did. We lost. 13-8.
Dylan Olson in immediately on a shot, finishes a takedown and collects that bottom leg. Goes to a half Nelson. Cuts him loose. Real scores a point now, 2-1 Olson. If that Olson name sounds familiar, it's because it is. Brother Zach Olson wrestles for the Tigers. Small guy right now, waiting to grow yet. Looking good. His dad, Chad Olson, co-head coach of the Farmington Tigers. I always have a good time talking to coaches who have coached for a long time and then have their kids get into the sport. I know this had plenty of chuckles with the Pinnacle coaches, Jared Lawrence and Brandon Paulson. You know, Chad here as his kids got up into the high school room. Nice low double out of Olson there. Things change when your own kid gets involved in the program and gets on the mat. These guys that are, you know, big time wrestlers, you know, Brandon, Olympic silver medalist, Jared Lawrence, NCAA gold medalist. Coach Olson was for a long time the all-time wins leader in Farmington, wrestled at Augsburg College. And then all of a sudden their kids take the match and things get awful nerve-wracking. I love chuckling at that, welcoming them to the fatherhood part of the wrestling action. Under 30 seconds left here, Olson in control, 4-1. Got a stalling warning on Reel. Reels to his feet, 4-2. Olson's looking for a flurry here, and they're out of bounds. 13 seconds left. Low shot immediately out of Olson. This time Reel reacts. Olson switches to a little fireman dump, elbow dump there. Took Deal to his back. Collected 5 swipes. Olson with a big 5-point move to end that period. Jumps out to a 9-2 lead. Second period. Looks like Reel's gonna defer. Olson goes down. Stretches legs out, gets set. Reel covers on the left. Quick sit out of Olson. Can't quite clear his arm. Now he's got his arms cleared. Looks for a knee slide to get to his feet. He is up. Comes to a whizzer. He's going to try to get his right leg back, but Reel collects it. Olson has to start over on this. Reel with a far ankle. Stalling call on Reel. It was the second one, so that's a point. 10-2 now. Reel still in control here. That front head position we've talked about before. He goes cement job over the top, and he gets it, but Olson rolls through nicely, does not give up any back points. Flops out the back, gets a reversal. With a minute 15 left, Olson leads 12-2. He's got a leg in. Looks like he went to plan A, legs with a guillotine there, made famous by former Tiger wrestler Cowboy Rusted. Sit out of Reel. Olson try and suck back here. Collects the arm, pulls it back. He's got swipes coming. He's in a lefty headlock finish here. And that'll do it. Olson with the fall at 138 pounds gives the Tigers 16 points and breaks the tie. Tigers now lead 18-12.
Odd one guy short foul. Hunter Frost.
And the coaches try to convince Joe Hovey to wrestle 145. He cannot make that weight class, so Hunter Frost will collect the forfeit at 145, and we go on to, in my mind, the match I was maybe looking forward to most today. A lot of good ones here.
For Lakeville South, we have Bryce Bischoff. And from Farmington, we have Chase Vogt.
All right, so we've got Bryce Bischoff for Lakeville South. As I mentioned before, he's not ranked, but he's had an awful good year. Looked great in his first match. For the Tigers, we've got Chase Vogt. Chase was ranked earlier this year. Had an injury, missed some time, dropped out of the rankings due to non-competing. Coming back, though, he's wrestled 3 or 4 matches since he's been back, getting better every match. He's in on this single here. Chase with one of the more unorthodox styles you'll ever see. And out of bounds they go. With 1:30 left in the first period, nice little scramble to start this thing out. Vogt stalks in, Bishop circling. Comes hard collar tie. Shot from space out of Vogt. Bischoff recovers, Vogt to his feet. Just under a minute left here, no score in the first period, 152 pounds, one of our marquee matches today. Lefty collar tie out of Vogt. Sweep single, Bischoff clears. Vogt looks reshot here. Bischoff with a pair of looks at the clock, then Rod Frost looks, then I look. Everybody's taking a look at the clock today, it's working. Nice little drag attempt out of Vogt, can't get home though. Another drag attempt out of Vogt there, and that'll be a stalling warning on Bischoff. First one, no points awarded, but there's a stall on Bischoff as we end this first period. Zip, zip. It's going to be Bischoff's choice in this period. He's going to choose down. Chase got a variety of attacks from the top position. Bischoff based out, trying to control hands here. Oh, cuts him loose there. Bischoff strikes first. Awfully close to a takedown there for Vogt, but not quite control. So still 1-0 Bischoff. A lot of aggression on Chase Vogt there as they back off the mat with 1:36 left second period. Bischoff with a sweep single. Vogt immediately closes a whizzer. Looks shin whizzer here. Rolls underneath. Can't quite get there. Bischoff finishes with a takedown there. Still over a minute left here in the second period. Lakeville South wanting cradles. Farmington fans smiling. Chase Vogt is not the easiest guy to cradle. Cross ankle here. He's going to kick her. Bischoff is going to need to work up or he's going to get dinged for stalling again. They're still rolling though. Vogt with a half Nelson from his back. And after that scramble, Bischoff comes out on top. Still in control, approaching 30 seconds left in the second period. Bischoff, I think, might have a bar on that far side. I can't quite see it. No bars. Slow roll out of Chase. Bischoff follows. Vogt reaches back here. Love to pick up a point here. This last 15 seconds going to be big. Is Vogt going to close the gap to a one-score match, or is Bischoff going to hold him off? Bischoff follows and just keeps his forehead in the middle of Vogt's back, doesn't allow him to get away. Ends that period on top. Bryce Bischoff takes a 3-0 lead into the third period here in Farmington High School. He's taking on Chase Vogt. Vogt chooses down to start this third period. No stall calls on Vogt, one warning on Bischoff. Vogt sits out, Bischoff tries suck back. Not the easiest thing to do here. Vogt up to a quad pod here. Bischoff hanging out back there. Vogt reaches back, tries to get his foot untangled, does, sits out. Chase Vogt has that leg, but Bischoff clears that. Closing in on a minute. Vogt sits out again. Bischoff tries suck back, no dice. Vogt rolls again, and they're out of bounds with 1:07 left. Third and final period here at 152 pounds. As I mentioned, Chase missed some time due to injury. His lungs have looked better every match he's wrestled coming back. Double thigh pry out of Bischoff. Lean forward. Chase rolls through. Here's that cradle out of Bischoff. Using a cradle out front with 45 seconds left. I think Bryce would be content to sit here for 45 seconds. No scores there. It's a tough one. You keep a cradle, you can hold that for 45 seconds. It's a pinning combination, so most of the time the referees would let that go, even though there was probably nothing was going to happen of it. Vogt working hard to get back to his feet here. Bischoff just stays with his chin in Vogt's back. Under 20 seconds, there's a stall on Bischoff. It's now 3-1 Bischoff. Vogt working hard here. Under 10 seconds left. Can Chase Vogt score here and put this match in overtime? Back to the same double thigh pry out of Bischoff, and he just follows the period out. Bryce Bischoff with a 3-1 win over Vogt. That'll do it at 160. One brings Lakeville South slightly closer to the Tigers. Tigers now lead 24-15 after half of our weight classes.
Peyton Herman.
All right, at 160, we have Peyton Herman from Lakeville South and Austin Hamill from Farmington.
Second half of the duel starts off with Peyton Herman for Lakeville South, 160 pounds. Farmington puts out Austin Hamill. Austin currently ranked number 8 in the state in AAA at 160 pounds. Hamill stalking in. Going head in the hole here. Hamill tough from this position. Front head in the hole. Spins around to collect his 2. Hamill strikes first. He's up 2-0. Little shout out. We've got fans listening in Iowa. We've got fans in Arizona. A couple sets in Iowa, at least a couple sets. All over the Minnesota metro and outstate. Welcome aboard. Glad you're joining us today. Halfway through our final duel of the day here. It's Lakeville South and Farmington. Tigers hosting. The Tigers are going to host the Section 1 and 2 Super Section, also known as state prelims or sub-state, depending on where you're reading. It's been called different things. Nice big high school with a couple of nice gyms here for the Tigers. with a near wrist, tries to go between the legs here, can't quite get to the wrist. Hamel covers, collects that far wrist again. Now he's looking to roll through tilt here. Comes near side, going to lift up near leg and step through if he can. He's okay going either way. Herman bellied out. Under 10 seconds left here. Roll through tilt, Hamel pulling hard, almost there. He pulls him over. Herman rolls through though and avoids any back points there to end that period. So Austin Hamel takes a 2-0 lead in the second period. Hamel defers. We've got a top choice here. Peyton Herman chooses top. He did not give up any back points. He got rode pretty hard by Hamel. Hamel controlled the neutral position, so Herman decides on the advice of his coaches, we're going to try top position, see how that goes. Hamel immediately to his feet. Herman trying hard to lift and return. Hamel with an escape to make it 3-0. A little blood time here. Blood time in high school's cumulative, you get 5 minutes. So this blood time will run until they get that blood stopped. There they stopped it, so the blood time stops, and now they can do cleanup. It's not infinite blood time, but it feels like it sometimes. As I mentioned earlier, Farmington's hosting a super section, so there will be, I believe March 18th will be the individual sections. And then section 1 and 2, the top 4 from each of those sections will get together here at Farmington and wrestle in the state prelim round, where the top 2 wrestlers from the combined sections will make it to the state tournament. That'll be held up in St. Michael. Hammy into a side headlock here. Out of bounds they go before he can take it to the mat. Merkel, Oklahoma, cradle, side headlock, number names for that, Cobra. Herman reaches, but can't get it. Hamel with a nice head in the hole here. Unfortunately, off they go. Hamel stuffs that shot. Comes near side, reshot of his own, in on a leg, cut back for 2. Nice job, Austin Hamel on the reshot. Takes a 5-0 lead here halfway through the match. Austin Hamel with what his coaches saw, a little bit of a lazy release there. You know, Austin started coming up there and did not force Herman away. Herman just reached back, grabbed an ankle. Austin threw a leg in and stayed in control. But he was hoping 20 seconds ago to be neutral here. So now he's got 36 seconds left, and it's up to him to decide. He says, I'm going to cut him, right? All right, so he gives Herman a point. Still got 30 seconds left here, Hamel does. A snafu with the clock here in the gym. I'm going to stop and restart there, see if I can get it in sync. Should be fairly close now. Herman in on a shot. Hamel stuffing, feed him all kinds of hips, trying to do a little hip tip here. Reaches far ankle. Nothing there. We're stopped with 17 seconds left, all synced up. Still 5-1 Hamel. And that'll do it for period 2. Tigers Austin Hamill leading 5-1. He's going to choose down to start the 3rd period. That's where we started period 2. We'll try it again. Period 3. Herman collecting a near wrist there. Hamill rolling it out. Back up to his base. Knee slide up, both hands. Herman slides him out of bounds with 1:43 seconds left here in the 3rd period.
Maybe they have no offense. Keep going at it. Stay aggressive.
Able to his feet quickly. Looking for a switch. He's almost there. Throws a leg in and collects it. That'll give him 2 points. He now leads 7-1. Now with still 1.5 left here, Austin Hamill leads by 6. Look at that near leg in. Pulls that out. Collects her wrist and is going to roll that under. Hamill throws in that near leg again. He's looking banana splits, but Herman straightens out his left leg. No dice there. Kicking his right leg, and we're stopped here. Action stopped with 1:02 left in our 3rd period. Hamill has a 6-point lead. Switch attempt out of Herman. Hamill follows. Collects that near arm. See if he's got that cross wrist tilt locked up or not. Can't quite get to that. It'll be a stalling call on Hamill. When top man's called for stalling, they do stop the action. Give the bottom guy a chance to reset. Another chop bust out of Hamill. Herman grabs the arm. Sit out. A lot of sit outs out of Herman. Can't quite break free of the grip of Hamill though. At this point we're under 20 seconds. Peyton Herman probably switching his focus from winning the match into just preventing bonus points against 8th ranked Austin Hamill for the Tigers. Hamill collects a tilt, pulls him over, but gets just a 1 count before that buzzer goes off. No back points. There'll be a regular decision. Austin Hamill wins 7-1 at 160 pounds, and we'll move on to 170.
Wrestling at 170 for Lakeville South, Peyton Hall, and for Farmington, Cole Lindemeyer.
All right, quick takedown there out of Han Lindemeyer. We got Peyton Hall wrestling for Lakeville South. Cole in on another quick shot, take down 2 more, 4-1 lead. Cuts him loose. They're going to keep us busy here, folks. And Lindemeyer's a goer. Hall flags to stop, but can't. So it's 6-3 now after 3 takedowns, 3 escapes. For Cole Han Lindemeyer, Cole currently ranked number 3 in the state at 170 pounds. Spent the first part of the year undefeated and unranked, and then the rankings came out and he leaped from not ranked to 3rd. Rightfully so. Cole had been beating everybody they put in front of him, including a couple ranked guys, so he now finds himself in the rankings. Cole's generally got some listeners out in Arizona following us. Cole's older brother Aiden also on the team. Quick double out of Han Lindemeyer. Looks to his bench, trying to figure out if he's going to try to turn or cut and go for more takedowns. It looks like he's got a cradle locked up. He's hip to hip. He pulls him over. He's got swipes coming. And it's pretty tight down there. Hall kicking awfully hard to try to keep one shoulder up as he's bouncing around. Can't quite see what's going on over there. I see Hall's got a leg trap though. I shouldn't say trap, he had that leg hooked so he could extend that and keep his near shoulder up. So Lindemeyer collects 3 back points, now leads 11-3, but he's got more coming. He's got a Turk here. He's got a good view of the clock, still sees a minute left. Plenty of time to try to get a fall, or that Turk is more of a back point move. Don't often get a lot of pins from that position. So he collects his 3. They belly out. 11-point lead for Han Lindemeyer. And that, my friends, is why I mentioned that you'll hear the buzzer. I must have missed a clock start in there someplace. Sorry about that.
Last thing escape, here we go.
All right, 16-3. Lindemeyer chooses down. Hall goes optional start, comes right out front, wants a big move out of it. There's an escape on Lindemeyer, so he now leads by 14. And that takedown should do it. Cole Han Lindemeyer, your winner at 170 pounds by 19-3 score. Wins by technical fall.
Landon Rose.
We're wrestling at 182 for Lakeville South. Landon Rose. Farmington, Aiden Nelson.
Hit the wrong button on my control there. Ended up with a forfeit listed, but it was a technical fall. We got Cade Nelson for the Tigers, a senior in deep on a double. Looking to finish it, he does. Cade Nelson strikes first at 182 pounds. He's taking on Landon Rose for Lakeville South. Rose back to his feet. Elson trying to lift and return, and does. Does a nice job there. Released his lock as they hit the mat. Rose reaches up for a head. Elson now out in front, squared up. Stopping, we got some blood time.
Blood green.
Stay in a good stance on your feet now.
Blood time.
What green? Yes.
I didn't see. I don't know. I just saw it. I heard him say blood. I didn't see. Knowledge.
Cut blood. Cut blood. Get your ankle.
All right, looks like we're all cleaned up and ready to get going again here. Cade Nelson leading for the Tigers, 2-zip with a minute 12 left. First period, Rose to his feet. Elson can't return, so cuts him loose. 2-1 lead for Elson now. Neutral, approaching halfway through our first period. Collar tie, snap down into a shot from Rose. Elson here trying to feed him some hips. Squaring out front, gonna push on the thighs. Rose trying to cut back, Elson fighting that off. Nice little scramble battle here. Looks like Elson's able to break that hold, and now he's got a front headlock going head in the hole. Tries to spin behind, but Rose flags that. Rose has a body lock here. Elson trying to keep some pressure on Rose's head, and Rose trips him down. Gets a takedown with under 20 seconds left to take a 3-2 lead here. Elson to his feet here, fighting hands hard. He's able to cut loose with just a few seconds left and tie this match up at 3. Nice little flurry there at the end of the period on Elson. Looks like Elson's going to defer. Rose will take down. Both wrestlers with a takedown and an escape in that first period. Rose reaches back. He's in on that singles, cuts to a double now. Elson bellies out. That'll be 2 reversal for Rose. He's got Elson's leg trapped underneath there. Throws in legs on the left side, as does Rose. Coming across the face here, he's thinking Turk. Elson working back up to his base here. Here's that spot I mentioned earlier where you got to keep your head up. Unfortunately, with Rose's arm right across Elson's neck, it's not a natural thing to put your head up when someone's got their arm there. Nice knee slide out of Elson, working to get to his feet here. Rose trying to follow. Elson sits out, fighting hand control down there. Rose throws in an arm bar on the top. Looking to force that over. Elson's trying to fight it. Rose trying to load it. Elson gets his right hip down. Rose still with an arm bar though. 45 seconds left, 40 seconds left. And Elson clears the arm bar. Nice battle there. Rose back to a deep waist. Good action out of Elson as he cuts free for another late period score. Still got 20 seconds left here, but Elson cuts a deficit to 1. Inside of 20 seconds left here. See if either wrestler can get anything going on their feet right now. Elson shoots that double from space. Rose comes over the top of the chin whip. Elson fights that off. Stays square, comes back to a single leg. And the clock will expire. Good action there to end the second period at 182 pounds between Rose and Elson. Elson's choice, he'll go down.
Down by 1 here, let's go! Got it out! Got it out! Head up! Get up!
Quickly to his feet as Elson reaches for hand control. Rose pulls him back down. Rose covered, draped over the top here. Got ankles trapped, waist, elbows. I almost think Rose is going to have to try to get a turn here. He's kind of riding parallel right on the hips there, and if he's trying to turn him, that's one thing. If he doesn't try to turn him, he might get dinged for stalling. There's a half Nelson. There's a turn attempt out of Rose. The song called against Elson there on the bottom. His first one, just a warning. Rose straddling Elson here, trying to keep him on the mat as we approach a minute left here in our third and final period, or maybe not our final period, who knows, maybe we'll get our first overtime action of the day. Elson trying hard to break hands underneath there. Rose on top here, looks like he's trying to collect an arm bar and a wrist as he's in the saddle. Elson, 30 seconds left here. Elson wants this wrist control in the worst way, trying to get to his feet. Every time he gets to his feet, Rose just kind of follows, and there's a potentially dangerous call as they come to their feet. With Rose on the back, I'll reset my clock. We're at 22 here. Elson down. We've got a little more blood time. Oh, just had a little nose plug we had to get rid of. Caden's a quick bleeder. Rose stretching out. He's up to his feet immediately as Elson to see if he can get away. Nope. Rose following again. Elson trying hard to get away. Elson running, and he cuts loose with under 10 seconds left. We're tied up here at 5. He shoots a power double on the edge of the mat and can't score. They're out of bounds with 4 seconds left. We got a fun one here, folks. Yeah, all right, both wrestlers will let those 3 seconds roll, and we are to overtime 1 with 1 minute sudden victory match. Changed the name from when Coach Steve Gliva used to coach. Now we call it sudden victory. A little more politically correct, I guess. We're at a collar tie here. Elson spent most of that period on the bottom trying to get away. Rose following. Then at the end he scores. Elson in on a shot, cuts to a double. He's in deep here. He's over the top. He lifts him up. He takes Rose to the mat. He's got him on his back. This could be a pin. They will let him try to pin. Elson will win this match, but he'll have an opportunity to get this full, and he does it with a pin in overtime. Caden Elson gives the Tigers 16 points. Extends a Tiger lead to 38-15 over Lakeville South.
Jonas? 195. From Lakeville South, we have Jonas Pearson. From Farmington, Parker Venn.
All right, there Venn strikes first at 195 pounds. Venn's currently ranked number 3 in the state at 195 pounds. Jonas Pearson for Lakeville. Venn has a pretty tight cradle locked up here. Pulls him back. Pearson doing everything he can to hold that ankle, but Venn stacks him towards his head, and we don't have a ton of an angle here, but I think that's going to do it. Parker Venn's with a fall at 195 pounds. All right, we're up to 220 pounds.
All right, 220. We have Lakeville South, Garrett Savard,
All right. Garrett Savard takes the mat for the Lakeville South Cougars at 220 pounds. For the Tigers, we got Andrew Keeler. Drew state qualifier last year. In and out of the rankings a little bit this year. Currently not in them, but he has been ranked. And again, returning state qualifier. Drew looking stronger every match he wrestles. Savard wrestled RJ Chikalis from Hopkins in duel earlier today. Chikalis proved to be too much, but Savard looked awfully good during that match. He reaches, as you can see. Savard with a distinct length advantage here over Keeler. You know, Savard went headlock on the edge there, and I don't know if that was just kind of an edge headlock to let him know it was there, or here he comes to the lefty headlock. Keeler gets behind, though, locks him up and takes him to the mat. Andrew Keeler strikes first, avoiding damage on that headlock with a go behind and mat return. Both wrestlers take a quick peek at the top clock. Keeler with an arm bar here, out of bounds with 20 seconds left. Be a big 20 seconds here for both wrestlers. Savard, of course, looking to close the gap by getting away. Keeler like to hold him down, if not get back to that arm bar or something else and see if he can score some back points. Savard to his hip and Keeler takes him down. A lot of pressure on top from Andrew Keeler here, fighting hard for an arm bar, but Savard bottled up a little bit down there. Working his way up. It looks like we're going to end this period. 2-zip Keeler. Keeler's choice, he defers. Savard elects to take down. Up to his feet, Keeler with a big mat return. Savard back up to his base. Shane Sparks to be proud of Andrew Keeler on that one. He loves those mat returns. Shane was going to announce for us today, but he was had a double book, so he could not make it. Instead, we got an upgrade, John Davis, local in-house pipes. Keeler still riding here in the second, 30 seconds gone. Throws a leg in. Keeler's going to have to see if he can stay up on top of those hips there. It's a big, tall, long kid. Savard underneath there. Don't want to get dumped off to the side. Keeler fighting hard to keep that far wrist. He's got it locked up. So we're at a spot here. Savard's going to try to reach for the head. Keeler's going to try to keep behind those arms, keep his legs in, and extend him. And there's a good stalemate call. That was getting uncomfortable for both wrestlers. "57 seconds left here, 220 pounds. Farmington Tigers hosting the Lakeville South Cougars. Savard to his feet and Keeler with another return here. Keeler putting a good ride on here. He's not been able to get back points yet, but he's taking a lot of the starch out of Savard. Every time Savard works hard to get to his feet, Keeler takes him right back down. Puts his 220 pounds on him, lets him carry that extra weight. Keeler covers. Savard fight for hands down there. Looks like Keeler's got a near wrist, going chop bust. Gets Savard to his belly. This is right where Keeler wants to be. Keep Savard on his belly, just trying to fend for himself down there. Keeler can go to work on top. Won't give up any escape points. See if he can get a bar or throw those legs in. And there's our first stalling call of the match. Savard's warned for stalling. Under 10 seconds left here. Keeler's trying to ride him out. Savard certainly trying to score at the end of the period. Savard to his feet, getting away. We're under 2 seconds left. And Keeler with one more mat return to finish that period holds his lead 2-0. A little discussion there between Keeler and his coaches. End up deciding we're going to go neutral. Keeler in the middle of the mat, just waiting. Savard comes in. There's a shot from Savard. Nice reshot out of Keeler. He's on a leg tight here, but Savard has him stretched out and has an ankle. Here's the exchange here. Keeler's going to drive into him, see if he can drive him right off the mat. Nice job there to Keeler. Savard, that big long frame, had that near ankle. No go behinds when you're getting driven out of the mat. 127 left here. It's third and final period at 220 pounds. Keeler once again stalks in. Drew's like, I'll hang out right in the middle of the mat if you want. Savard stalks in. There's a shot. Nice little high crotch out of Savard. Takes Keeler to the mat, and he's collecting back points. Savard ties this match up, and he's got Keeler in trouble. He's got 3 back points in the bag, and we've only got a minute left here. He's got a half Nelson off to the side, teed out nicely. He's got Keeler in all sorts of trouble. Keeler channels a little Coach Quick and domes his way out of that. That'll be 3 points for Savard. Awarded Keeler with an escape. Takedown out of Savard there. Keeler with another escape. 4-7, 30 seconds left here. Keeler shoots in. He's got a fireman carry here. He's got the elbow, switches to a single leg, head outside single. Savard just content to stay square here. Keeler trying to crack it down. Savard stays in good position there and finishes the go behind in the last 10 seconds. cuts Keeler loose, and Garrett Savard will take that match 9-5. That was the end of our wrestling for today, folks. Tanner Olson collects a forfeit for the Tigers. Thanks for joining us. Had a good time here today. Farmington Tigers go 2-0 against Lakeville South and Hopkins. Lakeville South over Hopkins in the other duel contested today. That's all we've got. Thanks for joining, and if you enjoyed it, hit like and hit subscribe if you would down below. That helps us out here, get some more subscribers on our channel, helps increase our options for how we can stream, so that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for joining, everybody. Take care and have a good weekend.